Hey everybody, this is Maxine Taylor, and today I'm going to talk to you about Saturn, Pluto, and the South Node, all in conjunction with one another, meaning they're right next to each other in Capricorn. And I want to thank Pat Marcacci, I hope I pronounced your name correctly, Pat, for asking me to please do this video. Pat, it's a wonderful idea. It's very, very timely. Thank you so much. And I hope that you enjoy the information. I hope all of you enjoy the information that I'm going to be sharing. And you might say, let's see, Saturn, Pluto, South Node, and you're talking about enjoyment. Yes, I am, because I've got a lot to share with you. I know you read some of the stuff written about Saturn, Pluto, and the South Node, and your day is ruined because Saturn, I'm going to keep it simple, okay? If it's simple, I can understand it. And one of the things I do is simplify things. So Saturn in most of these books is fear, restriction, authority telling you what to do, sadness. So, I mean, just completely negative. Saturn is crystallization. It makes it tangible. It makes it real. It's grounding. It's the earth, particularly since it's in Capricorn, its own sign. Saturn to me is responsibility, which I define as responding to your ability as a Saturn leader. So wherever Saturn is in your birth chart, that's how I encourage you to express it. Well, wherever it is right now in your chart, and I'm going to go around for each sign, I'm going to describe where Saturn, Pluto, and the South Node are in your solar chart, so you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, so Saturn helps you look realistically, because it is the planet of reality, at what you have created or what may be holding you down and back. It can be yourself, it can be a person, it can be whatever it is. This is the opportunity to see it clearly. Now, Pluto, good grief. People are terrified of both Saturn and Pluto because in what is written about them in these books from years ago can be incredibly negative. Pluto is, yes, it's the planet of control. It's also the planet of transformation. Now, if you look, I'm not going to give you some of these definitions because I happened to look at them recently in preparation for this video, and I thought, gosh, no wonder people are so threatened and afraid of Pluto. Pluto is the phoenix rising on its own ashes, transformed and given a new life. Well, I like that. Now, Pluto is all or nothing, and Pluto is the planet of control. And what this means is, with Saturn, fear, Pluto, control, together, we're afraid of letting go. And I'm going to tell you why you're going to want to. Now, let's throw the South Node into the mix. The South Node in many astrology books is very, very negative. It deals with loss. It's the area of loss. Well, I beg to differ. And many of you do too, because I've read your, I've watched your videos on YouTube, and I've read what you've written, and you understand that the South Node is what we have mastered in past lives. So we are instinctively drawn to it. And we do it without thinking. And we do it over and over and over and over again till we're exhausted. Here's the way I look at it. You cannot talk about the South Node without including the North Node. The South Node is the dragon's tail. The North Node is the dragon's head. That means we're talking about the same dragon. You cannot cut the dragon in half. So when you look at the North Node, which is your area of greatest success and achievement, You want to put your attention there. Yes, you want to use your South Node because that's what you've brought with you. That's your experience from past lives. And you want to combine it with the North Node, which is where you are going. Now we've got balance and harmony. So here's what I'd like to do. I want to talk to you about your sign and how you can look at Saturn, Pluto, and the South Node and the North Node while all this is going on. Now, this conjunction is going to be with us till the end of 2019. And when I say conjunction, I don't mean when it's exact. I allow a nice chunky orb between these planets. So let's just say that from now till, now is April 2019, till November or so, we've got this conjunction. The South Node, of course, is going to move out of range by the end of 2019. And in 2020, it is going to be replaced by Jupiter. So we'll talk about that as we get closer to it. Right now, let's talk about what's going on in your solar chart so that you can appreciate this golden opportunity, okay? To be strong, grounded, to rework and rebuild what you've got. Aries. In your solar chart, Saturn, Pluto, and the South Node are in your 10th house of career and leadership. And you may feel, you may have been feeling held down or restricted or even controlled by someone in authority. Perhaps your own authority has been challenged. And the South Node says, it ain't working anymore. It's just not giving you what you want. So, are you willing to totally transform your career, your image publicly, and build a new structure? Are you willing to step forward fearlessly and be the phoenix who rises on its own ashes, or that rises on its own ashes in your career? Because if you do, look at the North Node in your 4th house. Your home and family will benefit. You will be more emotionally fulfilled and secure, and you don't throw out your career, you balance home and family. Make sense? Taurus. Saturn, Pluto, and the South Node in your 9th house indicate that your belief systems, your higher mind, your concepts of the principles by which you live may have been rather limiting, fear-based. I'm thinking religion at this point. Your philosophy of life. Older authority figures are supposed to tell you what you should and ought to do, and nobody likes that. Pluto, part of your belief system involves being the leader and being in control. And that hasn't been working for you. It's exhausting. It's not giving you what you want. So are you willing to look at your philosophy of life, the concepts by which you have lived? Maybe you felt 9th house being travel, long distance travel, and even higher education. Are you tired of going to school? Is it giving you what you want? Look over here at the North Node in your 3rd house. When you allow yourself to rethink that 9th house, you're going to be able to express yourself more clearly. You're going to be able to share ideas more. And your thinking, remember, you're going to use both 3rd and 9th. You're not throwing out the baby with the bad water. What? Yeah, bath water. I said bad water. Wow, what a Freudian slip, don't you think? What you're able to do is see a much more practical, useful philosophy of life and share it. Gemini, Saturn, Pluto, and the South Node have been in your 8th house of secrets. Wow. There may be many hidden secrets that have burdened you, that have controlled you. 8th house deals with other people's money. Are you a giver? If you are, you get to keep on giving, right? And it's not working for you. Other people's money, other people's values, you have felt that you need to control them. And the problem is, whenever we control anybody else or anything else, we are controlled by the control. And the reason we do that is because we are afraid, Saturn, of being Pluto annihilated. It is time to let that go. And when you do, look at this beautiful North Node in your 2nd house. It helps you financially. Your value systems change. Now, it doesn't mean that you're not going to continue to give your family, let's say, because Saturn represents, the larger group, family group. You will still give to other people, but you will be able to receive more. And you can create your own money even better. All right? This is really cool. Remember, anything in the 8th house in your birth chart is going to undergo a transformation in this lifetime with Saturn, Pluto, and the South Node in your solar 8th house. That is what you are letting go of. Not just in this lifetime, but now. I love it. Okay, Cancerians. This is very interesting. Saturn, Pluto, and the South Node in your 7th house of partnership may have been restricting you, maybe clipping your wings, and maybe it's because you feel a real responsibility to control other people, and that can hinder them and control you. Remember, when you try to control somebody else, you're controlled by the control. It backfires every time. So when you change the rules, transform your relationships, maybe one in particular, and you don't end the relationship, you just change the structure, Saturn, of it. Makes sense. Look what you get. You get you. You get you back. Isn't that fabulous? You get you back. Okay. Great, grand, glorious Leo. Well, you've been working hard, right? And this particular configuration says your work may have been affecting your health because you feel like you should and you ought to and you have to serve. And so your work can control you. If you are the CEO of a corporation, maybe your employees have just held you down and back. You've had problems, labor disputes, perhaps. But on a personal level, what it shows is that your work has been holding you down. It's not been working the way you'd like it to, your job. And it's time to transform what you do. It doesn't mean you have to leave your current job. It means that you have to change the rules by which you work. And so look over here. The North Node says if you'll do that, you'll have more time alone. You'll be able to deal and enjoy more spirituality. You'll serve from a higher level. 6th house is service, and this will allow you to serve from a higher level. Isn't that beautiful? Okay. Virgo, 5th house, your kids, your social life, all fun activities, they just haven't been working for you. You may have been trying to control your children or control yourself, your fun urges, or your children have controlled you. Now, Saturn it's the older authority figures in your life, and they may be acting like kids, and so you may be, you may have had to take care of an older authority figure in your life, which has controlled you, because this older relative needs more care the way a child might. And so you just haven't had fun. So if you've had issues with children, with your own fun urges, your social life is not giving you what you want, are you willing to let go of what isn't working and totally throw it out so that you can restructure your relationship with an older authority figure, an older relative, a child who's acting like the boss, an authority figure who's acting like a child, so that you can enjoy more friends, more humanitarian projects, so that you can enjoy yourself more. Libra. Well, Saturn, Pluto, and the South Node have been in your solar fourth house. Your family's holding you down and back. You feel a great obligation, a great responsibility to be in control, and thereby you are controlled by the control. Now, Pluto is the matriarch. Saturn represents the should and ought to older authority figures. This can be very draining to you, South Node. So when you change the rules, you get the North Node in your 10th house. You can pursue your career more freely. You can get more out of it. You can step up and be the leader and respond to your abilities. Scorpio. Saturn, Pluto, and the South Node have been in your third house. Your whole thinking has been down. It's been negative. It has been controlling. It can be, with Pluto, we can kind of go off the deep end sometimes. You know what I'm saying? These are the third house of siblings, and there can be a sibling who's been driving you nuts. And with Saturn in the third house, you have felt, well, I need to be the grown-up here. I should do it. I ought to do it. I have to do it. And it's been draining you. Your thinking has just been so down that it bleeds into the way you express yourself. So look here. When you change this whole third house, the approach, you have that beautiful North Node in your 9th house. You're soaring above the clouds. You see a bigger picture. You see options you didn't know you had, and your whole philosophy of life changes. And remember, this conjunction with Saturn, Pluto, and the South Node will be done by the end of 2019. Now, we've got Jupiter moving in 2020, so we'll see how that works. All right. And of course, Saturn and Pluto take turns being conjunct the South Node during this time. So there is that beautiful light at the end of the tunnel. And what this 9th house says is spread your wings and soar above the clouds. Sagittarius. Well, Saturn, Pluto, and the South Node have been in your 2nd house of money. And your values, even your money, may be what you're blaming Saturn for not having enough of it, not having enough of life, for example. What if you're a metaphysical student? Well, you can't attend those conferences, those seminars, because of the financial burden that you may have, and you're looking to be able to do that. Also, because you're focused on your own money, you're not able to give perhaps the way you'd like. It can be that authority figures, whether it's the government, Saturn, or the older relatives in your life, have in some way, shape, manner, or form been determining your personal values and financial values. And it's time to analyze that. Are you dependent on older authority figures for income. It's just draining your energy. It's not been working. Well, look at your beautiful North Node in the 8th house. You will find hidden ways. I don't mean devious. I mean hidden ways of creating more income. You'll be able to give to other people. And when you do, this whole triple conjunction melts away. It moves off again by the end of 2019. This North Node in the 8th house is wonderful for somebody who wants to be more psychic, more in tune. It can transform the way you look at all the hidden secrets of your life. Well, that's redundant. The hidden messages, the secrets from older authority figures in your life, and that frees you up. Okay, Capricorn, well, this is your turn, right? Because Saturn, Pluto, and the South Node are in serious, practical, I don't mope, I don't hope, I cope. Capricorn, you've been taking yourself very seriously. It may have been affecting your health. It certainly has affected the way you express yourself. And you're done. It's like you got to get away from yourself. And yet, there is a fear of letting go. Saturn, fear, Pluto, because when you let go, it's all or nothing. And so you have tried to control you. And when you change, you have that beautiful North Node in the 7th house. The people that you deal with are wonderful. There are blessings from other people, just as with every sign, the North Node brings a blessing if you'll just pursue it. If you'll just let go of this, I'm afraid to let go. Saturn, Pluto, South Node. Your relationships improve enormously. Aquarius. Okay, this is very interesting because Saturn, Pluto, and the South Node are in your 12th house of the subconscious. You may not be aware of them consciously, but there is a feeling of seriousness. There's a fear of letting go, and you're just being drained from the other side. It can be that because this is the spirit plane, your relatives who are on the other side are draining you. And I know that can get somewhat metaphysical, and it is true. So this also indicates mundanely your need for solitude and privacy it's just not working. You're alone, and it's not giving you what you want. The North Node says, when you let all of that go, you will be able to serve practically, logically, because the 12th house wants to serve. Practically, logically, on the job, your health will improve and your job will improve. And last but not least, Pisces. Saturn, Pluto, and the South Node in your 11th. You have not been able to be the kind of friend you want, possibly because older authority figures in your life, older relatives, have required that they be the authority figures in your life. Pluto, you may be controlled by different groups, whether spiritual or mundane groups. And because you are a giver, that South Node says if you have given and given and given and it's not working, when you keep on giving, you get to keep on giving and giving and giving. And so your friends can be a drain. And there may be a fear of expressing your hopes and wishes. Look over here at the beautiful North Node in your 5th house of fun and games and enjoyment. And if you have children, it brings kids into the mix. If you're an artist, it brings your creativity into the mix. And so the blessing of letting go, changing the rules, that's all it is. You're not, as I said, going to throw out the baby with the bathwater. You're going to change the rules. And in so doing, you'll be able to have fun. I hope that you are hearing what I'm saying, because we always have a choice in life. The planets don't make us do anything. They tell us, they indicate where we are at. And I choose to see the glass as half full rather than half empty. You can ask anybody who knows me. I know that there is a gift in every difficulty, in every problem, and I look for the gift all the time. I hope you have received my gift of this video, and I hope it helps you transform Pluto, your life, and make it real, Saturn. So till we meet again, may the stars shine brightly on you and yours. Bye for now.